Hi everyone, it's Arlene with Design with Arlene and welcome back to my YouTube channel. Today's video is a card made using this Birthday to You stamp set. This card that I'm making today has several layers made with pattern paper and dies, and it also has a fun technique that shows coloring on your rhinestones to have them coordinate with your paper. So let's get started by showing you the products that I am going to use today. I've got a piece of cardstock that is the petal pink. This is 8.5 by 11 that I've cut in half, and then I've went ahead and scored down the middle. Let me move that light a little bit, hopefully a little bit better for you. And then I also have a piece of old olive that is cut just slightly smaller than the front of the card. And to layer on top of that is a piece of designer series paper. This is the best dressed designer series paper that I actually have two pieces of pattern paper from that same the designer series paper. And you see on the back of it, it's double-sided, of course. So this coordinates really beautifully with the petal pink, and it also has some purple that I've taken from here. This is the purple posy to coordinate as well. And then a piece of that looks a lot like old olive here that I've cut a little bit smaller. So again, if you want dimensions for this, feel free to go over to my blog and I will have all the instructions for you and the measurements that I've used. And I'm going to set that aside because that's going to be building our card front. And I'm starting out with another piece of just a scrap piece of paper of the Whisper White. And then I have this birthday cake with the flowers on it, and I'm going to stamp that just using the Memento Tuxedo Black ink. When you have a stamp that's really large, it's nice to just, I like to leave my stamp right upside down like this with the acrylic block facing down and the stamp up, and then actually move my ink over that stamp. Just makes it a little bit easier because the block is so large. Okay, so we have an image like that. Now the next thing that I want to do is I'm going to color those flowers in. So I have this is the Highland Heather in, I believe it's the light, yes, the light Highland Heather, my Stampin' Blends. This is the petal pink in light, and then I also have the old olive in light as well. And just by coloring up, let's take this purple, and all I'm going to do is just color the flower here, going around. Okay, and just using those colors, coloring in a purple, then I'm using the petal pink for one flower, the purple would be for the two flowers, and then the green would be the old olive, coloring in the leaves. And I have one that is already done here. Now the next thing that I want to do is show you these birthday dies. These birthday dies coordinate with the stamp, so there actually is a die that will cut out the whole cake and flower. But for today's card, what I want to do is use this particular die. And what this is going to do is just go ahead and, do you see that? It's just cutting out the flower part of that. So we're not going to be using the cake part of that stamp. So let me go ahead and get this cut out on my Big Shot. And you can see that that die cut out all three flowers, but it is all just one piece. So I'm just going to take some scissors because I actually want to separate those and just quickly cut around. There's two spots here that are connecting all of the flowers. So I'm just going to cut that to separate them like so. And then we'll set that aside. And using that same die set, I've also cut, it's like the little cake plate. This is in basic black. And then taking a different die set, this is called Stitched So Sweetly dies. And there are 10 different dies in here. So rectangle shape, as well as some label shape. I use this particular die for this card today. And I've already cut that out in Whisper White. And then I'm going to take the Happy Birthday stamp, and again with Memento Black ink, go ahead and stamp the Happy Birthday onto the die. Making sure it's the right side up. And we about have everything that's cut out, and we are ready to go ahead and put the card together. So I'm going to be starting with the old olive, and then apply that directly onto the petal pink card base. And then I'm taking the pattern paper and placing that on top of the old olive, and then the pattern paper here, just going ahead and centering it onto the Highland or the purple posy color, and then I'll be gluing it on down to the middle of the card. Okay, and next what we're ready to do is I'm going to go ahead and glue these down here like this. So this label is basically just going to be above the plate, the cake plate, kind of giving it an illusion that the cake plate is holding up your label. I'm taking some glue here. I'm going to use some liquid glue for this, just because it's pretty small, and I think it would be better if I take some liquid glue for this. This is going to go in the lower part of the middle of the card here. And then just adhere on the label above it. So you want to make sure that you have that centered here as well too, as best you can, unless you're like me and just don't have it quite centered. All right, next is going to be the flowers, and I am taking some Stampin' Dimensionals, and I will, just to pop that up, put on a few of them on. And this is where I position this. Let's see. This is going to go on the top above the saying of the happy birthday saying. I think it'll go like that here. And then we've got the flower that goes below, like that. So the happy birthday shows. And also I've taken some of this ribbon. This is the polka dot ribbon. This is beautiful. I had run out of it, and so I was so happy to get more of them. I actually ordered 2 spools of this because I love it so. All right, and I'm going to just take some glue dots. I like to take, I think 1 will be okay. This is really lightweight ribbon, and placing that just down below. So it's kind of wrapping around the bottom of that cake plate like that. Now, to give it some bling, which we definitely need, right, is I've got the rhinestones. These are the rhinestone basic jewels, they're called. They come in 3 different sizes. And I think I'm going to take that lighter one, or the bigger one, and place it onto the flower that's petal pink. And actually that's the medium one. Okay, that's okay. We'll work with that. And then let's place the largest one down below. And then maybe we'll take a smaller one and have it right in the middle of that 3rd flower. Now it looks nice just like it is, and you can leave it like that, but here is a technique that's fun. If you want to change the color of your rhinestones, what you can use are the Stampin' Blends, because they are an alcohol-based marker. They will you can use these to color the rhinestones. So I'm just going to color this in with, this is, I believe, yep, it's Daffodil Delight. This is the dark Daffodil Delight. And see, that changes the color. It goes from just the clear rhinestone to a yellow, which is the beautiful for the center of that flower. And there you have it. A fun card that showcases the dies and the Happy Birthday to You set, as well as the dies too, with some added bling using the rhinestones and then giving them a different color using our Stampin' Blends markers. So I hope you enjoyed that card. If you liked this card, give me a thumbs up. I love the likes. And if you have not subscribed already and you want to see more content from this channel, please consider subscribing. Thanks so much, everyone, and have a great day.